What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 7th video podcast on my channel. I appreciate you all for watching as usual, but I have to talk about the elephant in the room. Now, there's not an actual elephant in the room, but actually right about now is the time I wish I had like a stuffed elephant so I can make a dad joke, because I would say, hey, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and then pull out the toy and go, this elephant. Maybe it's funny, maybe it's not, but that's what I would do. So, hey, just a minute, let's do this. Just a minute. Pretend that I'm holding a stuffed elephant when I do this. All right, let's start over. Hello everyone, welcome back. Again, I thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. But now it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. This elephant. Okay, I didn't want it to break if I dropped it. Okay, so maybe that's not funny. But still, in my last video, I did say in the thumbnail of the video and in the actual video that that was my 7th video podcast, which was incorrect because even in the title it says my video podcast number 6. So there might have been some confusion there. And what I did was accidentally count my first audio only podcast, which you can find the link down below for on anchor.fm if you want to listen to it. So I counted that one and I said 7, I meant 6. Things like that tend to happen sometimes when you consume a lot of alcoholic beverages and get to a certain age where it's like I gotta pee, but it's gonna hurt when I get up. So we'll just see what happens. We're gonna ride that out. Luckily so far, no accidents, but I suspect any day something like that is probably going to happen. And I know some people have mentioned, you know, I do these things after I've consumed some frothy, cold adult beverages, and they wanted to know if I'm an alcoholic. They wanted to know, you know, why do you drink so much? And listen, I want to clear the air. I've never been to AA. I've only been to jail once in my life. That was back in the United States. If you don't know, I live in Cambodia. And that was for a DUI many, many years ago. And only once, because I learned my lesson well. I never understand how people go through that and then they have like 4, 5, 6, 7 convictions. I went to jail, I got out the next day, I paid my fines that the judge ordered. I went to all the meetings they ordered, you know, all that stuff. And I told him then, listen, it was a stupid mistake. I will never do it again. And I have not. So, and when I say I have never done it again, I don't mean I have never just been caught doing it again. I mean, since that day, and I lost friends over this. I just refused to, if I was going out to drink, I was not going to drive. I just refused. I kept drinking, but I wasn't going to drive a car, and I have not. And I did lose friends at the place I was working at the time because it was our ritual. We got paid every Wednesday at that particular place, and before direct deposit and everything, we had like paper checks. And this bar was one of the only bars that would cash a check, and they would just deduct however much we drank from the price of our check. So it was kind of like a blank check, all right? Just because you lose track sometimes. It's like, oh shit, she gave me my money, but I only made this much? Well, no, you drank it all away. And by the way, that incident was you're never going to see it on a show like Cops or Live PD or anything, because what happened was I left the bar, we closed it down. 2 o'clock in the morning, back where I came from, all the bars had to close. They kicked us out, closed it down. I got in my old Buick. It's a piece of shit, really, but I had a girlfriend at the time. We were driving home, and I stopped at a light. I made a right-hand turn, and as soon as that happened, I saw in my rear view mirror, I saw the cop car behind me. He didn't have his lights on at the time, but I knew. I was drunk. And sure enough, 10 seconds later, he hit the lights. I immediately pulled over. It was raining a little bit, so I went up to the overpass. It was on the highway. So I went up to the overpass and pulled up underneath there, thinking about him. It's like, cop's just doing his job. I don't want him to, I have to stand out there in the rain dealing with a drunk like me. And he came up to the window. I rolled it down. And he said, do you know why I pulled you over? And I said, yes, because I just left the bar and I am drunk. I admitted it right away. Like, there's no reason to do a sobriety test. There's no reason to do a blood test. I knew I was drunk. The way I was driving, he knew I was drunk. Right? But he actually did wind up saying, I have to give you a sobriety test. I have to give you a chance. He was very nice about it. So, he did the whole thing. He told me to say the alphabet from A to R, stop at R, but without singing it. You know that song the alphabet has? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, no singing. And I got through that. That was all right. And then he started doing the whole stand on one foot with your hand by your side thing, and that's where I was just like, I just do whatever you have to do. So the girl I was with, he let her go. Because she wasn't driving or anything, she wasn't wanted. She called some friends. They came picked her up, and they were really nice about it. That was the thing. It wasn't anything dramatic. And before I got into the back of the police car, I told him, I said, listen, I understand I'm going to jail. I'm not trying to fuck you up or anything, but I really need to pee. And that was true. I had to pee really bad. And I thought there was going to be like, oh, we can't let you out of our sight. No, now you're in. But no, he was like, yeah, okay. Before he put me in cuffs, Yeah, okay, go ahead behind that pillar, because I parked under the bridge, right? It's got the pillars. He said, go underneath the pillar, or go behind the pillars. Don't do it in plain sight. Go behind the pillars, pee, and I'll be waiting for you. He didn't follow me. He didn't do anything. He knew I was a nice guy. He knew that I knew that I fucked up. I wasn't trying to do anything suspicious or anything. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, not cool that I was drinking and driving, because that's not cool. Don't do it, kids. But I thought it was cool that he understood that I was being straight with him, no problems. I came back, he handcuffed me, put me in the back of the car, listening to some rock and roll on the way to the sheriff's station. The sheriff's station, it was about, I'm going to say about a 15-minute drive the other way on the highway away. That was his jurisdiction. And at one point, he was listening to some Judas Priest, and real low, and I was like, hey, do you mind, I'm sitting there with my hands behind my back, hey, do you mind turning that up? And he was like, yeah, no problem. He was just cranking it. It was like a road trip. We became buddies, minus the fact that I'm going to jail. But, so that is my drunk driving story, and I have never done it since. But let me get back to why you always seem to see me when I'm indulging in alcoholic beverages. And I think this is going to resonate with a lot of people. I think people are going to understand this. I think there's a lot more of us out there in the world than just me. I don't think this is a special condition or anything. At least based on what I read online, there's a lot of us out there. And that's the fact that for whatever reason, and I don't know why, I've never been to therapy, I don't go to AA, I don't, nothing like that. But during my waking hours, my brain just never ever quits. It never shuts up. It never lets me not do anything. I am always doing something. I try to have days, I have nothing planned for the day. I have no classes. I'm an English teacher in Cambodia, by the way. But on some days I have no classes. I'm not going to meet with anyone. No plans. I can kick back, watch YouTube videos, maybe jerk off a couple times because that's what one does, and enjoy my day. But no, no sir, because my brain, while I'm sitting there saying, hey, you know, since you have nothing to do, you could work on this project that you're working on, this, because I got a lot of things going. None of them are vitally important, you know, but I'm trying to finish my next book, and I know I had to make lesson plans for my next English class, and I know, you know, and sometimes my brain just says, you should be making a video, don't, and I just get tired of arguing with my brain. So I'm just like, fuck it, yes, I'll just do this. I'll just get up, and I don't want to, but there I am, I'm out and I'm doing things, and that's the way it is. But at night it's particularly brutal for me because it doesn't shut off at night. I've had, you know, during the day I've had coffee, maybe an energy drink, and I'm tired. Oh, I just want to go to sleep, and I lay down, and my brain just starts like the worst friend ever. Like, hey, you know what you got to do tomorrow? Hey, brain, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. No, you know what you got to do tomorrow? You got to get your lesson plan, and then you got to, oh, don't forget to text this guy, and oh, yeah, remember the email you were supposed to answer today? You didn't do that, so, and I'm just thinking about all these things, and for some reason, my brain just brings up shit that happened, bad shit that happened in 1986, and I'm just sitting there reliving trauma of my of things that happened in my life, and I'm like, oh my God. And at least I recognize when that happens, when I don't have anything to drink and I try to go to sleep. I recognize when it's becoming too much. Like I never allow myself to become into a depressed state, like too overwhelming. I catch myself and go, oh, whoa. Force my brain to just think about other things. Think about a porn video you watch, you know, whatever, I don't care. Think about something else other than these things. And I'll be in and out of sleep, you know, I'll go to bed at maybe midnight, local Cambodia time. I'll go to bed at midnight, and you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm just getting to that place where, oh, okay, I can feel myself drifting off. Then, you know, sometimes that happens and I get to go to sleep, but then sometimes it's just like your brain just pings you again for unknown reasons and comes up with some other bullshit, and I don't know what's going on, but it helps me when I drink a few beers. It relaxes me. I don't think about it. Not enough to pass out. I don't get blackout drunk. I don't pass out. But just enough to calm the whatever's in the brain, the receptors, the neurons, or whatever it is, so that when I do lay my head down, it's relatively easy. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And like I said, I think a lot of people are going to relate to that, because I hear a lot of people describing the same thing online, and I'm like, I get you. I understand completely. But I don't jump in because I don't want to be part of a group. Groups are horrible. I belong to Facebook groups only to promote different things, like different YouTube channel things, to promote videos like this, so I can put them up and say, hey, I made a new video, hope to get maybe another couple subscribers or some views or whatever. I belong to some promotion groups for books because I have 3 of them, and you know, I want to get the word out, and I'm working on the 4th. But as far as groups just for specific things, so people can go in and complain and talk about one subject, and yeah, that's just not for me. I just don't have that closeness with people. Like, I'm a very closed off person. I like people in general, but I don't really let them into my life, my feelings, my emotions. I'm just kind of closed off, and I have a physical space around me that when somebody breaks it, even from the back, like I know somebody's back there, and it just makes me cringe. Which has not been a hit with the ladies, by the way. Second Life puts up with me. Yes, she does. But she'll even mention sometimes she thinks I don't care, I'm not paying enough attention to her, and I'm just like, I'm just not a hold hands in public and put your arms around one another whenever you get the chance kind of guy. I like my personal space. I don't like people being too close, if you will. Unless it's for a blowjob, because, you know, that always works. And by the way, you know, there had to be, I always think about this, like, there had to be the first woman in history to experience something like being ejaculated on from a penis. I don't know who she is. I don't think she's going to be going to Reddit Ask Me Anything sessions to discuss her experience. But at one point, it's so prevalent now, but at some point there had to be that first time. Like, she's sitting there, she's having sex with a regular dude, you know, normal, missionary, maybe doggy type of. Probably not doggy, I don't think they had that way back then. But, and all of a sudden, for some unknown reason, the guy just stopped, pulled out, started jerking off in her face. And she was like, whoa, 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 what the hell are you doing? And he's like, hey, hold on, baby, I just want to try something new. And she's like, okay, go ahead. Next thing she just painted with jizz. Like, it's in her face, it's in her hair, it's on her clothes, or, you know, her ears, and it's like, oh my God, what the fuck did you do? He's ecstatic. He's like, oh my God, that was the best thing ever. And she's horrified. I don't know what you did. But somehow word got spread, and now that seems to be the thing. Like, I just never know. I just don't know what people mean when they say something like the best blowjob ever. What do they mean by that? Like you hear women say sometimes, like, if you do these things for me, I will give you the best blowjob of your life. And I'm like, really? Because I've had blowjobs. They're all pretty fucking good. I've never ranked them. I've never said, she didn't use enough teeth. She used too much teeth. There wasn't enough tongue action. I don't care. It's a very simple concept. My penis, your mouth, in and out, using it like a vagina, I ejaculate. Everything is good in the world. I don't know what else to say about that. But these women who say, I'll give you the best blowjob of your life. I don't know how they're ranking that. Like, how do you determine which one's the best and which one sucked? Listen, an old Buick is much worse than a new Corvette. But an old blowjob is just as good as a new blowjob. So I don't know where the standings come in on that. I don't know. But I always kind of think about that first lady that had to take that first load right to her face. And I think, man, how come we don't put her picture on a postage stamp? Feminism, women's rights. She said okay. Let's go for it. And now we have a whole trend. And now we have guys who just love watching those kind of videos because one woman was brave enough to go, okay, I guess. I don't know. Thing lies over there laughing because she has no idea what I'm talking about. She doesn't know enough English to know what I'm talking about. Which is probably a good thing because I don't want her to get the idea that that's all I'm interested in, because it's not. I happen to think sex is kind of a dirty, nasty kind of thing. I think it's overrated. Can I say that? Can I say that? I think sex is overrated. There, I've said it. It's disgusting. You have to take a shower afterward. You get sweaty. You got fluids everywhere. The bedroom. Ooh, people go to the bedroom and go, that's where the magic happens. And you know they're talking about fucking. That's where we have a room in our houses and apartments, a whole room dedicated just to sex. which raises the price of the rent just to have that special room, you know. We also have a room, like the bathroom, that we dedicate just to taking a shit. Having sex, taking a shit, same category. You need a special room. You got to close the door so nobody can hear you or see you. You got to close the curtains. It's just a big mess. And then you got the other person involved, and they're just like, I want to be happy too. Too much work. Too much work. That's all I'm saying. I think it's overrated. I like to do the opposite though. I take a shit with the door open. And so far, the only people that have complained are my neighbors who walk by and my mailman. What are you doing right there? No. And if you didn't get that joke, it's because I wasn't talking about opening the bathroom door. I meant like I open the front door and I take a shit right there. Yeah. That's a funny joke. I don't care what you say. All right. That's going to do it for this one. I think I've talked long enough. Just wanted to get that off my chest. I wanted to get that off my balls. I wanted to get that out of my nutsack. And let's hope after all of this verbal foreplay, nobody caught emotional AIDS. That's the best thing I can hope for. All right, I want to thank you guys for watching, as always. And, leave me a comment. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you didn't like it without being a dick about it. Give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. And let me know if you want to see any particular subjects covered on here, because I'm willing to write a bit or write something about subjects if you give me what you want to talk about. Like, Dave, what do you think about this? I'll write a bit. A lot of that bit will be true. I'll add some punchlines in there, some things to hopefully make you laugh, but yeah, just let me know right there in the comments. Be sure to check out all my links down below. I have a link to a live show app. Very good. Definitely check it out. I have a link to my PayPal. If you feel like donating, I always appreciate it. And there's something else down there, and I forget what it is because I'm old and I'm drunk. Yeah. All right. Talk to you guys in the next one.